Wait a minute. What are you doing here? I'm cleaning out my old sports stuff. You should be studying. That's what's supposed to happen. Let's begin. So as we look at our study guide, you'll see these following terms, these short answers, and this map. So as we look at it, just remember the Battle of Waterloo was the battle between Napoleon's French forces and the Allied European forces that ended Napoleon's military career. Remember, Arthur Wellesley was the Dublin-born British general that defeated Napoleon at Waterloo, who's better known as the Duke of Wellington. The Concert of Europe, this was the group that was created after Napoleon to keep peace. It kept peace for almost 100 years in Europe. Remember, guerrilla warfare was a type of warfare that the Spanish used on the French troops. It is basically a shoot and run and hide tactic. It is a war, what they would call, of attrition. Scorched earth policy. This was what the French forces faced against Russia. The Russians would destroy everything as they retreated, so therefore the Russians could not, or excuse me, the French could not use anything as they invaded the Russian country. Congress of Vienna, this was a meeting after Napoleon's defeat. It created new laws and restored old monarchies. Annex, this is when a country incorporates a piece of land into their country. Divide and conquer, this was the military strategy used by Napoleon in which he would split his forces when he attacked them and then attack their smaller groups. St. Helena, that was the island that Napoleon spent the rest of his life in exile. Tsar Alexander, that should say the first, was the leader of the Russian Empire during Napoleonic times. Napoleonic, all these were laws that were created under the rule of Napoleon in France. And we'll get to more of that later. Napoleon's major battles were the Battle of Leipzig, which he lost in 1814, battle in 1812 in Moscow, which was basically the march to Moscow, and the Battle of Waterloo. General Michel Ney, he was a military leader under both Napoleon and King Louis XVIII, and he, most importantly, he was his second in command during the Battle of Waterloo for Napoleon. Nationalism, the belief and pride within a country, region of the world, or background, or all of the above. Cossacks, the name of the military force that Napoleon faced in Russia, or one of the many. Elba, the island in which Napoleon was exiled to in 1814. The Grand Armée, a military force, fought for Napoleon. Battle of Trafalgar, this was a defeat of French forces that destroyed their navy in 1805. Continental system, this was the new shipping laws created by Napoleon to try and defeat the British by having countries not trade with England. It did not work. March to Moscow, this was the military campaign in which Napoleon lost thousands upon thousands of men trying to invade Russia. What were the ways the Napoleonic Code changed the laws of France? Well, it was showing tolerance for all religions, kept some of the revolutionary laws that people liked, and let those who bought land from the clergy keep it. Why would a citizen be proud of Napoleon? Well, he dominated most of Europe. He created a French empire. He restored pride in the French in the sense that they were an extremely powerful and feared country, especially after tough times during the Revolution. And what were the consequences of the defeat of Napoleon? Remember, this was after the Congress of Vienna, the creation of the Concert of Europe, keeping the peace, restoring old monarchies, putting Napoleon in exile, and especially restoring King Louis XVIII to the French crown. And when it comes to the map, the light purple are areas that were basically satellite states for the French Empire, which basically means this is where he put friends and family in charge. The pinkish colors, those are countries that are allied with France, and the dark purple is France itself, the French Empire. So when I give you the blank map, I would color in all these areas because I'm going to ask you what countries were part of France and or allied with France. So I'd keep note of this map itself. And you already have the map that you filled in that you should be studying. Any other questions you have, feel free to email me. I'll see you tomorrow. And if you still have questions before, come to me before school starts. Thank you.